finished one. So I think the first book I finished was, not the first, but the first, let me go read a book out of my own curiosity, pick it up, and actually start to finish was probably the autobiography of Malcolm X. So Malcolm X is on is on the wall up there. But I think I was in college.
And that's a thick book.
And it's a thick one.
It's a good one.
300 and something pages, I think. So that was what I remember being my first book. But even, that was great. It was probably 2 decades before I started to pick up reading, like, seriously. And it's not fun for me. I enjoy the learning. To me, this power thing was a personal challenge. It was a goal of mine to see if I can get through these books. It's been life-changing for me. So it's self-improvement, self-care, that kind of goes in that same category.
The right information will change your life. It's funny you said that, being a math and science guy, because I consider myself a math guy. I'm a math guy, but I'm willing to read to find out what I want to find out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I always consider myself a math guy. Like, somebody got math questions, call Joy, he can help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm an oddity.
When do you find time to read? Like, we both have multiple kids. We both have jobs. We haven't even talked about our jobs yet. Like, so that's
Not at all.
that's something else we got going on. But when do you find the time for self-care? Not just necessarily reading, but self-care in general. When do you find the time to do
that? So I'm in a blessed position. So I work a state job, and my state job is, when it comes to busyness, it's either feast or famine. You know what I mean? 99% of our days are smooth.
Okay.
Smooth sailing. I kind of know what I'm getting into. It might be a surprise here, a surprise there. I'm a network administrator. Might be a surprise here, might be a surprise there, but for the most part, outside of a set project, I kind of know what I'm dealing with from day to day. So I'm able to read my Bible at work. Like, I'm able to, I get to work about 30 minutes before everybody else, and I actually get to work out. I just do exercise bands. I'm not in there, being a muscle head or anything like that. I'm in an enclosed office with a couple other people, so they don't mind. So yeah.
So they know you're doing this.
They know. Okay. They already they see it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you can incorporate it into
my day. Yeah, even walking, like, until it's gotten cold here, but like, I usually take 2 15 to 20 minute walks throughout the day while I'm at work. I'll say one other thing from mind. I've recently gotten into playing the guitar. It was maybe late September, so almost 3 months.
Okay.
It's something I've always wanted to do, electric guitar. And I finally pulled the trigger, bought myself a little starter guitar and an amp, and I play every day. And what I'm telling you, man, it is just healing. I think that might be mind and spirit.
Probably. I think definitely music.
Mind and spirit. Because, you think about David, he used to play for Saul when Saul was out of his mind, and he just soothed him.
And the Psalms written by David.
Yes.
So
that's right.
The Psalms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in a blessed position with that. I structure my day, and it's like, okay, well, I can get this done. I try to read. So, reading the Bible Monday through Friday, I try to read about a chapter a day.
Oh wow!
And that's on what I'm going through. Like, I'm going through 1 Kings. I did 1 Kings. I did 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, story of David. 1 Kings. So I just came across Solomon dying. Sad, crazy sad story, so it kind of shows wisdom doesn't come with age.
Right. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. So I try to read a chapter of that every day, and this is something I hadn't touched on. We actually have a men's Bible study. Well, it's not men's. We let the women in, so we went from the boys club to everybody.
We're inclusive.
Yeah, we're inclusive, all inclusive.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday we do a Bible study, so staying up on that as well. And I've gotten to the point where I read commentary now, because I used to look for study Bibles, but in the study Bible they expound a little bit, but you can find these commentaries that go a good ways deeper. And I'm getting to the point to where I'm seeing the names of towns, and I'm like, okay, this happened in that town also. That happened to that town. And you start seeing names like, well, this person is kin to that person. So it's starting to
connect.
Yeah, it's starting to connect, which is it's gratifying. You know what I mean?
So I would say the opposite for me. So I work in HR. I've got a 20-year career in HR, compensation specifically. So I work with paying people. My job is pretty intense. So I have a global team, 15,000 people in the company, multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company. So it's kind of intense. And so my days are sprints, like meeting. And then it's like at the end of the day, it's almost like running through a finish line. I can breathe, I can rest. So I have a hard time, a much more difficult time trying to incorporate those disciplines into the day-to-day, which is why I've had to try to put it either on the front end of the day, so getting up early, which I've gotten away from. I know I mentioned that last time. I try to get up early, but this cold weather, being out here in this garage, this cold weather is tough. Yeah. The 5 a.m. club. That's right. So if I can't do it before, then I have to go to the opposite side of the day, so late at night, and that can be tough too, because scheduling and time with the family, and again, the whole point is to be better me for them. So it can't all be me, it's got to be the for them as well. So it's been not as easy, and I know going back to school in May is going to be, I got to get back in the 5 a.m. club when I go back to school. So, but it'll be warmer, so I can at least, it won't be freezing. I've got a little heater up here, but it's nice, and it's 70 degrees here. It's 40 outside, so we got a little bit of warmth.
It might be a little cooler than that.
Might be a little bit cooler.
It's kind of chilly. But yeah, before this job, getting it done in the morning is the most consistent time, because everybody's asleep. Nobody wants anything to do with you that early in the morning. But once you're talking about doing it at 5 o'clock, it's like, man, all types, outside of the scheduled events, all types of things pop up. You know, mama needs you to go pick something up for her. You know, you need to go grab dinner. So, I mean, the morning is the most predictable time, because you can get up and it's just you, and you completely control that time.
You can get in front of your day.
Even though I'm not in that situation where I have to do that right now, but I need to get back to it, you know. Yeah, even with the lush schedule that I have, you know. I need to get back to it, just to get back into the discipline.
That's right.
But so yeah, we did mind, body, spirit. So that's pretty much my framework. Conversations, like I said, the intentional conversations. And I'm gonna go down a little. We're gonna take a little veer here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Unscripted.
Yeah, man. Conversations can be freeing to the point that you're willing to be open and honest. I had a situation, and somebody asked me, it was like, man, your friends check up on you on that? And I was like, not really, because they really don't know what's going on. Like, I kind of put out a little smoke signal, but they don't know what's going on behind the smoke signal. You got to give your friends, and you know, of course, when I say friends, like, you know who your friends are, versus associates or just people you know. Like, you know, use some wisdom behind us, or some discernment. You know, people you trust. You gotta give those people an opportunity to support you. Yeah, because like, let's say me and you. If you're going through something, but you don't let me know, I don't have a chance to step in and fill that gap for you. You know, stand in the gap. But if you let me know, and I choose not to stand in the gap, all that does, that just reveals what this relationship really is. You know. So yeah, man. I mean,
and it's tough to have those types of relationships with being a guy, number one, right? Other guys, like, we've known each other 20-something years, so we got a pretty tight bond. And I would say we've got a circle of guy friends that we've been pretty tight over the years. Most of us went to USC, and so we've just done a good job of keeping up. So I think it's hard to find those close relationships, and when you find them, I think it's important to hold on to them, be transparent both ways. Because I think there's sharing the stories, sharing the messages. I've been through something that maybe you're going through. You've been through something maybe I'm going through, vice versa. And me being on the other side of that, I can kind of help you get through that if you're going through it for the first time. And maybe I can't tell you what to do, but I can at least say, hey, I survived that and you can survive.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I made it through.
Yeah, I got through.
You know, worst case scenario. I mean, I don't have to give you the ABC because even if our scenarios are very, very similar, I'm a different person than you. Mm-hmm. I'm surrounded by I may have been surrounded by a different group of people than you're surrounded by. So I may not be able to give you the strategy, but I can give you the testimony like, hey man, I did it, and you know, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You know, just to encourage you.
Yeah.
Because that goes a long way.
Yeah. When
if somebody, I don't want to say has lost hope, but somebody's just down, just having a pointed word for them like, hey man, stay in the fight.
And you never know when something small like that will
keep them
change
going.
Somebody's day, or you just never know. How you doing? How was your weekend?
Yes.
Something small.
Yep.
Yep. I remember my dad passed a decade ago, and a lot of people gave me encouragement, a lot of support. There was one cousin of mine said, "Hold your head up," and I remember my cousin telling me that, and I was like, I needed to hear that. Mm-hmm. So, you never know, man. You never know when one comment, one word will be the difference maker for you.
That's right, man. And that actually frees you from having to think that you got to have this philosophical, deep thing to say. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, just letting somebody know that you there and I see you. You know, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You know, that's huge. That's huge. Just knowing that, because I try to do this for those that I trust won't just be ridiculous about it. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody in my circle is going through, I mean, I will tell them, hey man, call me anytime. Like for real, call me anytime. I'm able to pick up my phone 95% of the time, and if I can't pick it up, I'm gonna call you right back. You know, mm-hmm. Some people will take you up, but then sometimes it's like, I know you offered that to me, but I don't want to be a burden. So then you kind of battling that. Mm-hmm. Just as men, because you brought up, you know, to stand up on your own, you know, take care of your own, suck it up. Yeah. Don't show no emotions. You don't do no crying. You just take it. You just take it. Yeah. And then you end up with 50 and 60-year-old men having breakdowns because they've been taking it, and it's manifesting in all types of health issues or whatever, bottled up stress. So yeah, man, if you have somebody who is willing to have have a deep conversation with you, appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna go back to 2002. Oh yeah, wow. Maybe even 2001.
Okay.
My best man from my wedding, me and him were hanging out with his older brother. He has a brother that's like probably about 12 years older than us, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think we had started drinking around that time. He knew we were drinking. And he gave us some words of wisdom, like, you know, he was like, be careful with that bottle. He was like, it's something that's easy to pick up, but it's hard to put down. Mm. And that stuck with me. Yeah. I mean, 20 years later, plus, that has stuck with me. And that wasn't some great philosophical debate or anything like that. And perspective. Myself and my best man, we college graduates, you know what I mean? We believe we highly educated. Yeah. His older brother never went to college. He works a trade. He's a welder. So it's easy to take that advice or that word and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm smarter than you. I mean, to that effect. We got better technology. We got newer stuff. Yeah. It's like we got access to more. So we have this tendency to think that the next generation is more, I don't know how you want to define it, but they don't know nothing. Right. I don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't want me to have no fun. Right. Get out of here, old man. Yeah, you don't want me to have no fun. But that's wisdom. Though. Yeah. That's having survived through something. Yes. So in that comment, there was a story probably. Mm-hmm. And I will say, when it got to the point that I wanted to stop drinking, I could think of that. Mm. Like it's easy to pick up, but it's hard to put down. Mm. And it's like he knew what he was talking about, mm-hmm. you know, because it's access everywhere, mm-hmm. you know. And granted, two guys are talking who don't drink alcohol anymore. So if you weren't here for the first episode, that's kind of where we're coming from. Yeah. But don't put if you got a beer in your hand, don't put it down. You're all right. We're inclusive. Yeah. We're inclusive, man. It's all right. For sure. Next topic. You ready?
I think so.
All right, man. So, how do you handle pressure?